He's got a Zen company, and I worked out yesterday and played tennis at night, and I could barely move when I woke up to go to the bathroom at 2 o'clock in the morning. I could have used some of that arthritis stuff that he's selling, and he can help us with that as well. Dave, nice to talk. How are you today, pal? What do you have? Let me hear.
Good to see you, man. How you been?
All right, David, I know you got this Zen company working for old guys like you and me. Fill me in. Let me hear.
It's definitely good for old guys like me. I don't know about you. It's good for me. Zen is an all-natural pain reliever. It works on all types of conditions: arthritis, aches and pains, joint pains. You got headaches, migraines. It pretty much handles it all, and it handles it quickly. The good thing about it is an all-natural pain reliever. There's no ingredients, no chemicals involved. And the places where you buy it online at zenpainreliever.com, or you go into your Rite Aid stores and you'll find it there. We have our hemp infused line. We also have an athletic brand. And it's doing a great job. There are rave reviews on the product, and I don't think that you'll find a better product on the market.
Good, Dave. Listen, I'll look because I can use it. All right, now, there was probably a couple of times you could have used Zen there as a player. Mid-'80s when you had to bounce back in your career. Then a little later on, you left the A's after you pitched wonderfully, and you had a lot of pressure on you going to Toronto. And all eyes were on the Blue Jays. They were the defending champs. And you obviously had the notion of being a big-game pitcher, and you go to a team that was looking to go back-to-back. Give me some thoughts, pressure-wise, you jumping ship with the Blue Jays in the early 90s. Take it away.
It wasn't the pressure. The A's, I had, I think probably similar to Tom Brady, I'd gone through every option I could to try to stay in Oakland. It's my hometown, and I wanted to be at home. But my options ran out there, and my next thought was, where could I go to be in another World Series or in a championship situation, and how and what would my role play in going to that team? And I think that's where our similarities are with Tom. I played a big role in that Toronto team winning that World Series and getting to the World Series. We're both guys that are in the back end of our careers, but we still feel that I felt that I had a lot more to offer to a team in the way of winning a championship. And I fortunately picked the right place to go. I had an opportunity to play for the Yankees at that time, or I had an opportunity to play for the Jays and some other teams, and the Jays were the team that I think complimented me the best.
Well, how about that? I think you're right. We all knew that Tampa was a sleeping dog. They had too much offensive talent with all those receivers, and you knew if they can get good quarterback play, they were going to recover. With all those weapons, if you put him there and he keep him upright, he's going to play well. And you went to Toronto, and they had weapons too. They had a big-time team. They won a championship against Atlanta the year before. So you were walking into a spot where if you did your job, you were going to be successful. You felt that when you went into the Blue Jays in that 93 offseason, right?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you look at a team with Robbie Alomar, Paul Olerud, we had Paul Molitor on that team, Joe Carter. And I looked at the rotation. We had Jack Morris, myself, Todd Stottlemyre, Juan Guzman. It was a good rotation on the back end. We had Tom Henke and Dwayne Ward were on the back end of our bullpen. And so, that team offered all the opportunities that you can look for to win a championship. Like I said, that year I ended up being the league championship MVP. And then Paul Molitor ends up being the MVP in the World Series. And so it was just a matter of me doing my part, and obviously with a team that plays that well with that much talent, hoping that we play as well as we can possibly play. We had a great manager with Cito Gaston. And that's what I'm saying. I think that those are the real similarities with Tom Brady and that Tampa team. He comes in, he's got great background, he's got a great resume. And this is a team that needed his type of leadership, needed a guy that feels comfortable in the pressure, a guy that can show them the way to get it done. And, he's proven that so far through this season. And I think you're going to see a great response from him again in the playoffs.
No, listen, he's key. Don't worry about Brady. I agree with you. He's healthy. And he stays upright. That offensive line, they will be protected. How hard is it, though, to go to a new franchise like that with all those expectations. You know, when the Bucks brought Brady in, they thought they'd go at least 11-5. When they brought you in to Toronto, Blue Jays said, you know what, we're bringing in Dave Stewart, for crying out loud, 4-time 20-game winner in a row with the A's. You know, we're going to go back to back. And it's not that easy. And Brady has learned that too. Saints won the division. So it's not that easy to, you know, come in there as the guy that is supposed to be the, you know, sort of missing piece to a lot of success. How about you there in '93 with Toronto? Let me hear.
I think the thing that needs to be understood clearly, if it was easy to get into a championship and win a championship, Billy Williams would have won a championship, and Ernie Banks would have won a championship, and some of the great players in the game would have won championships. It is not that easy to get into a playoff, first of all, and then once you're in the playoffs to win a championship. Everything has to play right. Everything has to fall into the right place to win a championship. And so the pressure of coming to a team and having expectations to help them be in a championship and win another championship, I don't think that's the tough part of it. The tough part is once you get there, once you're in that situation, it's executing and making sure that you give your team every opportunity and chance to get the final piece done, which is to win the championship.
I would think '89 might be a little more meaningful to you because you were there with the A's longer and you bounced back off that awful loss in '88. But '93 has got to have a special heart, that ring too, Dave. Compare if you can. Go ahead.
Oh, well, for me, the comparisons are this, and it's simple. Oakland, obviously, I was playing in my hometown and playing for a city that I had grown up in. In Toronto, I felt that winning that championship, especially back-to-back years, now puts an entire country on the map, and it puts the entire country on your back. And even now, going into both places, Oakland, which is my home, and being around my home, the recognition and the gratefulness of the fans and the community is tremendous. And in Toronto, all the way across Canada, from Vancouver all the way over to Montreal, the appreciation for what we were able to accomplish in '93 and what the '92 team was able to accomplish, the appreciation is unbelievable. The fans are unbelievable, and the people have never forgotten. It's just a great feeling to carry a whole country on your back.
Great to see you again, Dave. Always a pleasure. Keep up the good work. Thanks, son. Yeah, I can tell you no football with the Brady thing. You're on top of that. Well done there, too. Keep in touch. Thanks for coming on here today. Always a pleasure.
But I got to tell you what, Chris, it's football, but, you know, I was a Brady fan in New England, as well as a Belichick fan, and I've remained a Brady fan in Tampa. This young man's from San Francisco, so he's kind of a homie, Chris. So I'm following him, and I'm hoping and wishing him well.